Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another Shinobi Striker video. In this one, I'm here to give you guys an update. This brand new update 2.38 is one of the biggest and greatest in Shinobi Striker. Now, before we get into the video, make sure that you guys go ahead and drop a like, a comment, and sub to the channel because at least 70% of you guys are not. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, we basically had a small quality of life update. Whenever there's an update now, you can access the shop directly from the menu as you're starting up the game. It's actually kind of exciting. They also added trailers, mini trailers mind you, a screen that's right next to it as you go into the shop. You can go under this tab called Purchase Add-ons and it directs you to the VR menu. There's a little screen right there that displays trailers for that specific season pass that you would want to purchase. So they're giving you a mini preview before you buy. Pretty cool. Next up is the shop update, and this one is as simple as it gets. First we have the Utakata pipe, next is the scientific ninja tool with the glimmering flame, Fu's outfit, the blast sword Shibuki, and last but not least we have the Utakata outfit as well. Now it's time to move on to the actual updates, and this is the most important part, so make sure you pay attention. So update patch 2.38 is as follows. They made costume design adjustments to the Anbu outfit, and I'm not sure exactly what they did. I can't see anything different about it, but this is the quality of life that I was talking about. They adjusted the number of Shinobi Bustios from 500 to 999, same for the remake scrolls. Now, to the rebalancing of ninjutsu and secret techniques. Attack types, the lighting style chakra mode has a reduced secret technique gauge needed for activation. As for the range type, the fire style flame bombs has been changed so now you can activate the ninjutsu a second time. And as you guys can see, I even managed to freaking 5 times cast that thing, so this was actually pretty insane. For all my people who lag out there, pretty sure you're going to be able to get up to about 7. Next thing up is the multiple striking shadow snake. All they did was increase the enemy's downtime. Also, for the summoning salamander, they added an effect that reduces health recovery of the enemy's hit. So basically, it's like the paper shield and also multiple striking shadow snake. Next up on the range type is infernal style flame control. They added an effect that lowers the defense of enemies hit. Same for the flame lightning, and for the flame lightning they did the exact same thing. However, they took away the effect that reduced their healing if they got hit by it. They did the same thing for Takemikazuchi as well, where you get a defense debuff, and that's it. Now for the defense types, Earth style mud wall jutsu, they added an effect that inflicts damage to enemies within range when it disappears. Basically, when this thing pops up out of the ground, it looks even bigger than before. And as soon as this thing pops, basically when the ninjutsu is disabled from it being out too long, which is about 8 seconds, it's gonna pop, and it has a blast radius that knocks people away from it. So this jutsu actually might be useful on flag and base now. The next jutsu up is the fire style flame bomb jutsu. They changed it to allow the ninja to hit more consecutively, but basically the tracking is better. They reduced the damage dealt, I'm not sure why. It was actually a pretty good jutsu. However, to make up for that, they adjusted the degree that hit enemies are knocked back. They increased the length of negative status effects dealt to enemies, and lastly they increased the size of the explosions on hit. The last jutsu up is Kamui Climax. They basically made it so that it's like Kamui Bond. They added an effect where you get an increased chakra jump speed upon activation. Last but not least is going to be the heal type, and they didn't do too much. They made it so that the Byakugan has an added effect now where it makes it easier for both the user and allies to break guards. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this guard break is kind of massive. Once I popped my Byakugan, I was able to break his guard with 1 nervous system rupture. Shoot, I kid you not, if they're running Byakugan in the pit, you better hope that you ain't blocking because they're gonna break your guard, boy. Next up is the substitutions, and these are the most bewildering of all. Everyone and their mom is going to use this jutsu. Time space hop jutsu now has an added effect that reduces ninjutsu cooldown time upon activation. And they also increase the duration of the effect upon activation, which basically means you stay in that invincibility state a bit longer where you can't get hit by stuff. The next one is emergency exit, and they added an effect that disables status ailments upon activation. So if you're in a Shikigami dance storm, if someone pops that off rip, all 4 of your teammates are running emergency exit and you sub, your jutsus are back. I kid you not, both of these have really OP properties now, and I encourage all of you to use them. Next up, they rebalanced the weapons, and this is the most important of all because I know this was everyone's pet peeve. They still haven't taken away where you can't sub from a triangle. However, they tried to compromise, which I will accept. For the the attack type, they made sure that the Chakra Claw Beta and Alpha have a reduced damage on aerial attacks and a reduced downtime on certain ground attacks. But for the Chakra Claw A, they increased the damage of certain ground attacks. So basically, you might as well go with the Chakra Claw Alpha, because increased damage on certain ground attacks mean that you can probably press square triangle on the ground, do that full combo to another square combo, and you might get the full amount of damage. Just make sure they ain't got no sub. Next up is the Scientific Ninja Tool Thunder God. They increased the damage of certain aerial attacks for this weapon, so the jump triangle does more damage. And the Scientific Ninja Tool Violet Soul has a reduced downtime of certain aerial attacks. As for the ninja tools, these are some of the craziest ones of all. So, the Raging God Medicine, it now has an increased duration for the buffs while you're using it, and they added an effect that increases ninjutsu attack power while using it. Flash Medicine now has an increased duration of buff effects while using it as well. Basically, they put that on every single one, which is the Super Tough Medicine and also the Master of Medicine. So basically, the effects will last much longer for the same cost. It's kind of cool. And then lastly, they updated every single tag for every single type. The Paper Bomb tag, Sealing Tag Fakes, the Weighted Seal, and the Paralysis Seal all have an increased hit range. Alright, but that's going to wrap up the update. Hopefully you guys now know exactly what this is. This was actually one of the most biggest rebalancing and changing updates they've ever done in this game. And I'm not going to lie, range types are now on the map because of that defense debuff that you get from flame controls now. Whew. I'm telling you now, range types are going to be especially dangerous, so make sure y'all kill them first. Alright, without further ado though, I'm going to let you guys go now. You guys have a wonderful day, and stay safe.